here's what the aggregate of what the online is saying, right? We've got pushy, we've got manipulative. Does anybody like to be called manipulative? Anybody like, yes, I'm going to wear a shirt. I am. Used cars, that's definitely one up there. Convince and inauthentic. Gosh, this does not seem like a good thing to get into, right? Doesn't seem like a good thing to get into. None of this seems very nice. Well, the reality is that we cannot avoid sales, though, right? We can't avoid sales. So now we have this dichotomy. We have what sales has a reputation of. So but yet we have to do it, right? How many of us can keep our gyms open if we don't sell? Probably not very many, right? So I'm going to propose a different idea. So what if we were to, instead of avoiding the concept of sales, and just switch our paradigm? Now, most of you on this call have already done that. So your view of this particular presentation should be, how do I shift that of others, right? How do I shift the paradigm of others as it relates to sales? And that's what hopefully I can give you that today. Because it can be so the cool thing about a paradigm is it doesn't take any time to learn how to do it, right? Once the paradigm shift occurs, all of a sudden everything changes. It's like literally taking a left at the fork of the road instead of a right. So if we can change the paradigm, then it becomes so much easier. And this is why I always tell people sales and fitness is the easiest part of the job. This is where the rubber meets the road. It meets at the paradigm shift. Can you be a leader to drive this shift in paradigm? Can you be the leader to get people to understand what sales really is, in my mind, right? We talked about truth before. So you got to look at the limiting behaviors of when we look at sales. A couple slides back, it's manipulative, it's car sales. When we look at sales like that, or your team members look at sales like this, that's a very limiting belief. But if we shift it to something very positive, this is the objective, right? So when we unlock that limiting belief around sales, we unlock a whole new world, honestly, a whole new world for you as an owner, manager, but also for a team member who wanted to be in fitness but thought sales was crappy. Now you shift it, they can be in fitness and they can love the world. So here's just a look at because when I say sales, everybody thinks, oh, well, that's when they have to buy something, right? They have to buy something. Ask your next interview. So what do you think of sales? Oh, it's when you have to buy. You don't have to buy anything. Okay, so and let me tell you what I mean. So if a client doesn't want to follow your program because their cousin does something they found in a magazine, right? So what if that happens? Well, we have to change that perspective, right? Because if we don't do that, are we being a great coach? If a client has been skipping their sessions more regularly, if we don't address that and sell them on the reasons that they need to come back into the gym regularly, are we being a great coach? A client does not want to adjust their eating despite have goals that require improved eating habits. Are we being a great coach if we can't address that and fix that? And I should say help them with that, right? We don't need to change people. A client is giving up on themselves. Are we a good coach if we can't sell them on the concept that they are worth it? It is worth it for their time to come and take care of themselves, right? A client does not want to renew, right? At the end of the session package, whatever, it's been a year, it's been 2 years, they don't want to renew. Do we just say, all right, have a great day? No, right? We need to be able to sell beyond the concept of give me some money for my time. All right, member doesn't want to start a fitness program. Same thing, right? So it all goes under the same umbrella. Now, when we talk about give me your credit card, we call that closing, right? Meaning they want to do it. They're at the point that they need to do it. They understand that. We just got to close them to get that credit card today. That's different. We're talking about sales. And if we do selling right, the credit card part is extremely, extremely easy.